What's up, y'all? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning. How's everyone doing? I'm gonna give it a second for people to log in. I am late, I am behind. How are you doing, Evelyn? So, real quick, not gonna be a real long live. I have a meeting at 11. So I want to do a real quick Q&A. If anybody had any lace wig questions, please feel free to drop them. First, I want to introduce myself. Before we even get started, what's up, y'all? My name is Shemika. I am the founder of Cafune Hair. I help provide a 4-step lace wig system for individuals who wear lace wigs, and I specialize in custom-made wigs for women who suffer from hair loss. So, if you're new to the page, I would love to see where you're from. Drop what city you're repping, what area you're from, so I can see who's all here in the chat. And if you're watching on replay, hashtag replay, let me know you're watching on replay. And if it's not your first time, drop those purple hearts and let me know. And run real quick, if this information is, you need to give this information to anyone, make sure you share this video in regards to anyone who wears lace wigs or is looking to wear lace wigs, because you know we drop a ton of knowledge in here in these on these lives. So I want to go real live real quick on a couple of things. I want to show you a couple wigs that were colored that was finished yesterday. And then I wanted to show you something where I'm personally experiencing, where I'm using our products to fix a problem on my lace wigs. So I got this lace wig installed yesterday. And I wanted to show you how I do touch-ups on, hey Karen, how are you? Good morning. And I wanted to do a real quick, show you guys what I do when I'm even if I'm getting a lace wig installed professionally, how I fix some things where I feel like could be adjusted a little bit. So, that's a little bit, okay. All right, so before we get started, I'm going to show you what I do with this one lace wig real quick so that I can show you. I'm going to show you the hair colored wigs that I finished. And then I want to do any questions that you guys have on this live while we're here. And if you get one of my emails, you probably know I'm going to be in Alabama. I'm going to be in Alabama next month. I would love for you to join. We're going to do a do-it-yourself lace wig install. We're actually going to put your lace wigs on yourself, and I'm going to be there to actually help train you. So basically, the goal is to make sure that you're able to put your lace wig on and basically get individual feedback. It's a group, but anybody who has questions, anybody have concerns, I'm going to be in Millbrook, Alabama in May. I gotta get the date, y'all. But if you're interested, make sure you drop the, you can always DM the Cafune page. And then also, we have a questionnaire out there because we want to make sure that we cover everybody's challenges. So if you can, feel free to answer those questions. That will be helpful as well. Where we're just trying to make sure that we're covering all the basic points when it comes to your lace wig installs. Because we understand, like, lace wig installs, they're not cheap. People are spending a lot of money on a lace wig install because they want it to look a certain way, but a lot of it comes with practice, knowing products to use, lace placement, education, and that's probably the main things. So the goal is to make sure that when you leave the do-it-yourself lace wig install class, that you're actually feel comfortable about putting on your own lace wigs. So that is the goal at the end of the lace wig do-it-yourself class. So I had this lace wig put on yesterday. This is a reinstall. My first question to you guys, I want your feedback to see if you guys can see the difference, is if you look on this side, do you see a difference, right? Because I did one part, and do you see the difference? So I'm going to go to the left. That is I'm looking to the left on this side, and then on this side. Do you see a difference with the lace and any of the color around the hairline? If you do, drop them in the comments. Be like, yeah, I see. Let me know if you see a difference. All right. Let me see if anybody responds. So, let me see if anybody responds. There's a little bit of delay. Okay, so I'm going to answer y'all a question. I see a difference. So, what happens with the lace test? You don't see a difference, Karen? All right, I'm going to show you again. We'll go right here. I want you to look at the hairline, especially up here. It looks the same to y'all? There is a difference. Well, here is a difference. Well, one thing is, see the color on this one and the color on this? You don't think this is too light? This is too light compared to this side? This is almost has like a little bit of a more of a yellowish tone to it because the lace tint that originally that was on there washed off. Because this is a reinstall. This is not a new wig, right? So I'm going to show you guys how little things like that can change. You still said that? No, I don't see a difference. Little things like this can change the look of your install. So for me, and maybe because I wear these and I'm just like, I'm zoned in on what a lace wig install looks like, I can see a difference. So I'm going to show you what I'll do. She said, "Now, Karen, now you see it," because I pointed it out, which is good if you don't see the difference. But for me, I just had that eye, right, for different things like that. And that's how I was able to basically form this collection, right? So for me, I see a difference. I see that it's kind of light for me, right here, right here. This part isn't too bad, but it could be a little bit better, right? We know that it's not perfect. We know that it's not your skin or anything like that, but anything that we can do to increase what it looks like in regards to like blending, that's the goal, right? So we just want to get it a little bit closer to what our natural hairline would look like. So I did this part yesterday, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to wait till I do my live today so I can show you guys how I do little touch-ups like this, right? Little touch-ups like this can really affect how you install your how your lace wigs look, right? And things like this is what you'll learn in the class, where it's going to be a do-it-yourself situation where I'm going to be able to point these things out that you'll be like, oh yeah, I didn't see that before. Now I see what you're talking about. And then sometimes when you're going to get your lace wig install, or you just see people who got these really great installs, you're like, oh, I didn't see that, but now you're able to have that eye for it when you're doing your own lace wig installs. So that's basically the goal. Good morning, Erica. So that's basically the goal with the master classes, so that you are able to see that for yourself on your lace wig installs. Now, this is HD lace. So I kind of over bleached them. I bleached this wig twice because the first time I did it, I didn't really like it. So I went back in and I bleached it again. So part of the difference in the color is actually the knots. The knots could be a little bit, I should have put more toner on it. But I'm going to show you guys how I'm able to mask all those mistakes, right? Mask all those mistakes so that you are going to get a little bit of a better lace wig install situation. All right? So if you can hear me, make sure you drop this so that you can hear me. And I'm going to do this real quick. So what I do is do two things. Two different products that's going to fix this. So this is not as yellow looking, as light. And that it'll blend in more like this side. So a lot of times people are like, you don't get this. So this is our hideout mousse, right? So this is our hideout mousse. So we're going to use this along with our other products, right? Now you can use this with two different ways, and I'm going to show you with the one product. So this is mocha. I'm mocha, okay? So I'm going to use that along with a little bit of the Got You Stuck glueless hold. The reason why I'm using this because I don't want to just use the mousse, because this is actually glued down. This isn't like a temporary hold. It's glued down. So I'm going to combine these two products to allow for me to have a glueless hold, but I just want to reinforce what I already have. So I'm going to combine these two products. Now you can combine it with this product, which is the Got You Stuck. And I don't know if you guys know, this is only on Amazon. I only had this on Amazon. There's a whole nother product line that I'm going to have on our website that's going to be separate from this one. So this one's the Got You Stuck. That's on our Amazon store. And it's 6.8 ounces, so you'll have it for a long time. So either you can use this product or you can use the Melt Me Down spray. Either one you can use. So normally I'll spray this one second if I'm going to use it with the mousse, but I'm going to use this one first, right? So what I'll do is I'll use a little bit on the edge of the brush, like you're brushing your teeth, right? Just a little bit right there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of the mousse on top of that. to make sure you want to shake it up so it's good. Alright. So what this is going to give me a hold and a color, right? So this side, you can already tell that I made it a little bit more browner so that it'll blend in. This side to me is too light for my complexion. So what I'm going to do is use this, and I'm just going to dab on it to make it darker, right? And basically what you'll see is the color of that yellowness and too light go away some. And I'm not using a ton of it. And that's why I said a lot of times I use lace tint spray, not the mousse, so that I'm allowing for it to do the actual lace itself. I should have brought a mirror with me, so now I can see. So I'm going to use a little bit more. And a little bit of the mousse. And this is why I don't have stains on my hands, because I don't really use it everywhere. Now, if I was making my baby hairs, what I would do is I would be smoothing this out like you normally do baby hairs. But since I'm not doing that today, I'm just trying to fix these couple areas of where the color is off. I'm only touching it up with the mousse. Normally I'm going to tie it down with a scarf and let it dry. So now I'm adding the whole product along with the mousse. So by the time that part dries and I put something on it, it's going to go back to looking like this. So now it's not as white looking, and it's actually a little bit more my skin tone. But right now it's wet. So that's how I'm going to fix that one little problem. That's basically, to me, was kind of sticking out when I got this wig installed. So this just helped a little bit with the install. I don't know why it looks like that. So if I want to reinforce what I already got, I don't know why this looks like that. It's like it's sitting. I'll do a little bit more right here real quick. I ain't bring a mirror, y'all. This needs to be blended in a little bit more. And then if you have any of the mousse that's left on your skin, all you're going to do is take a little damp towel and remove it off your skin. See, I'm right there. I don't got a towel right now with me, but I'll probably remove that with a little bit of a towel. All right, y'all. So y'all get the picture, right? A little bit of a touch-up, little spots like that is going to make the lace a little bit darker for myself. All right, so basically that is going to help me darken it. So I'm going to get me a little towel when I get off of here and just wipe some of that off because I don't need as much. But you can see the difference right here. It's not as light anymore. So I'll put a scarf on my head and then I can go. All right, so that's how I did a quick touch-up with an install that was done yesterday. So this one is like the, I think this is the 14-inch or the 16-inch. This is the 14-inch that's on the site that's HD lace. So anything that's not a certain length or a certain thing that you want, you can always actually send us an email and I can get it custom made for you. This is going to take some time. So, all right, that's what I'm going to show y'all. So did that help y'all? But if y'all ain't never see the problem, then it might not have helped. But if you did see the problem, you're like, oh, okay. So that's basically how I use the one product over the other. So the lace tint sprays, I normally spray the inside of the cap before I even put the wig on. The mousse, majority of the time, I use it for touch-ups. Now, I've seen people lather that bad boy over the inside of the cap. You can do it that way if you want. It's up to you. Everybody's different. For me, I just rather use less product. I end up saving the product. I don't need to use as much. I'll have it for a longer period of time. I don't have to mess with my hands and get any stains or anything like that. Although you can wash it off. You can wash it off with your hands. It's not going to be a problem. But simple stuff like that is what I do to do a quick touch up on certain areas. So if I wanted to hit it one more time, if I was to, if the wig is starting to lift a little bit, normally I'll just use a little bit of the Melt Me Down spray, and I will tie the wig down at night or in the morning, and then that just gives me a reinforced hold for what I already have, right? So simple things like that will elongate your lace wig installs for longer periods of time if you're like on vacation, or if you're like doing something where you need to have the wig on for extended periods of time. Tying up at night is a big deal. It'll allow for your wig to stay on longer. Okay, I see what you mean about color. That looks good. How long will your lace wig install? It depends. So most of the time, my lace wig installs can last me about 2 weeks, but they can last as long as 4 weeks. So it depends on the product that I use. So the woman that installs my wigs, she actually met her. She had my product before I met her as install, and she loves the Max. So the Max is what she used on clients. That's what she used on me. And for me, the Max normally lasts me about 4 weeks. But I don't like keeping my wigs on for 4 weeks. So normally I take them off before it's time to come off. So everybody's different. So it depends on every individual and if you're following the right steps to get the right results. So it really is important about cleaning your front hairline, making sure that you use a skin protector. The skin protector or Guard My Skin, it helps with the hold and the products that you're using for your lace wig installs. And then it also depends on what products you're using. So it really just depends. Every product is different out here in the market. Every product that we have in our hold system is different. So basically, we try to cover you if you want a 1 day install, right? Because everybody don't want to keep wigs on every day and all day, right? Or weeks, right? Compared to if somebody wanted to do like a 2 week hold. So it really just depends. But those prepping parts is really, really important. And the other prepping part, before she put this wig on, my wig was clean. Right, it had no residue of any other products on it. It was clean, it was washed, and it was ready to wear. So that's really important. You don't want any residue products on your wigs before you try to install them again. So like I said, I think I wore this 3 times. I wore this in September, and I wore this one other time. I don't know what month it was, but I know the first one was in September. The second time, it might have been November-ish, and then I put it on again this time. So this is my 3rd time wearing this wig, and then I just cut it a little bit. So like the other thing is when you're wearing wigs, I normally cut them as I transition to like different styles to allow me to have a different look if you don't have a ton of wigs, right? So if you want to have a different look, you can also start cutting your wigs a little bit at a time, a little bit of different style, so that each time you're almost getting a different look. But that's if you want a different look. If you want the same look, then that's fine, right? So like to this time, I just cut a little bit up the front. And I may do a little bit more right here, but basically I got these pieces added. This wasn't colored. This wasn't curled this morning. Just to give it a little bit of different shape than the other one before. Because last time it was just like straight blunt. There was no shape in the wig. So hopefully those tips were helpful to someone. Feel free to drop your comments in the chat if you have any questions, so I can answer them while we're here on this live as well. So that's that part. I did that tip, right? And the other thing that we were going to talk about this morning before I log off, which was some of the wigs that you guys saw, right? So 2 weeks ago, I did some lace wig, some lace wigs, and I did a chocolate color, right? But I didn't have any shorter lengths, so I just wanted to show you guys what some of those shorter lengths look like, and that I was able to do since that last live. And I wanted to give you guys some other tips that I felt as though I kind of forgot to mention when we did the last live, but I wanted to make sure that it's addressed here today so that you're familiar with what happens when we color hair. So these particular wigs, I colored them myself. They normally take about 2 weeks because of my schedule and things like that. I cannot color wigs and ship them out within the next couple of days. So I can show you what I did since the 2 weeks ago when I did the last install when you saw the brown wigs, right? And I wanted to show you particularly this curly wig because I wanted to share with you guys the cat base, which is the 360 wig, right? So this wig is going out to the customer today. So this particular wig was the deep curly wig on the site. And if you're new to our page, welcome. But this wig, I had it in a 12-inch or 14-inch. It was a little bit shorter, a little bit like bigger. And I said, depending on the sort of products you have, it can be bigger or flatter depending on how you style the wig, right? Not style, what products you put. The heavier the product is on the wig while it's wet, the crunchier, not exactly crunchy, but the weight of the curl will look different, right? And also the brush. So I want to do a video on a brush. I have a couple of tight curl wigs that we have on the site, and someone did a live on it, not a live. They did a review on it, and my wig looked completely different than hers. So what I'm saying to you is, it really does matter with the curl, the brush, and the technique of the curly wigs. Hopefully that makes sense. If it makes sense, some of y'all might understand what I'm saying. I'm trying to explain it the best way I can. The products that you use on the wig, the brush, and the combing technique that you use on the wig will affect the way that the wig looks, right? That's what I'm trying to explain, okay? So the more water, the more heavier the product, or the lighter the product, which is the styling product that you put on the wig, and the way you brush the hair and the type of brush you use will change the curl pattern in which the wig that you have. It's not that it's two different wigs, it's just a different way that the curls are manipulated and changed so that the wig looks different. I'm not going to do it on this live today. I'll probably be able to do it on next Saturday's live, where I'm going to share to you what the other person's wig looked like and what my wig looked like, and it's the same exact wig. It's just a matter of how you're applying the product on the wig. And it's going to be a stock wig, so I didn't want to put anybody's wig up here and don't show products. So the reason why I'm bringing this one up is a wig that I custom colored on this site, which is the chocolate brown, right? So this one's going out to a customer today. So you can see that there's different shades of the brown, but at the most part, it's definitely all of a chocolate brown. Almost looks like me. That's my color. I couldn't put this on my head because I got this wig on, but this curl pattern was actually more tighter. So what happens is, as I colored the wig, the curl patterns loosened up and they lightened, and it gets looser. So no matter which wig that you're trying to have colored, especially if I'm coloring or if anybody's coloring it, the curl pattern will always change, simply because we are adding the bleach, basically, and the color to the wig. So, for example, I'm going to share with you what this wig looks like. I don't remember the name because I changed the name, y'all, on the wigs. What this looks like. But basically, someone wanted one of our wigs, and they wanted it colored. I'm going to see if I can make this a little bit higher for y'all. So you can see what this looks like. Alright, can y'all see? This is the best I can do for right now, I think. This curl was a little bit tighter. So by the time I was able to finish with the hair coloring, this is what the curls end up looking like. So this is the 360 wig that's on the site. This is with no product added to the wig. So when she contacted us, she was like, Shemika, I want that same exact color that's on the site, but I want it in a different sort of length. So here is what that one looked like with no product. Now it'll look way different once we add some curl defining products. We'll reduce the frizz and the curls would be a lot more defined. So if you want to do a lighter product, something like a curls type product, like that's creamy, that doesn't give you like that hard look, right? But if you wanted something that's more of a harder look, like a, not crunchy, but almost, you might gonna use a Cantu. You can probably use, who else has something? Kinky Curly. You can use Eco Styler Gel. The more water you add with, like, for example, most of those products, along with that product, the more wet it'll look. So hopefully that helps you guys. But this is basically that other wig that I had on last week. If you haven't seen that wig, go check out the last live from 2 weeks ago, where it was a shorter wig and you could see more of a curl pattern than this one. But I still like this one. I would love this for vacation. So that's basically this one. that we did for customers. So if you want like live, boo, I ain't gonna name no names. It's going out for you this week, next day. Express the shipping. All right, so this is the 360 wig that is. I just wanted to make sure that you guys know that the curl pattern basically changes. So one of the wigs I would love for to do, which probably is our tight curl, I would love to see how that looks with the brown color. And maybe I'll do that when I have some time to see what that looks like, because that curl pattern is extremely tight. So by the time you add the color, it'll really loosen up and it'll be like almost tighter than this, right? So that one will look really, really, really pretty. I wanted to curl one of these wigs before I came on this live today, but I didn't have time. I want to show you this one more wig before I go out. And I had 2 short wigs that I wanted to share with y'all, but they're not done. They're not finished drying. Maybe next week. I can't show the other one because the other one has to go out. But the other one, I don't know if you guys remember, I had 2 short wigs on 2 weeks ago. If you haven't, it was like the short pixie wigs. I colored 2 of them. One's going to be for stock, one's for a customer, but they're not dry, so I can't show them. Can't show y'all today. But the goal is I'm going to be able to I'll probably duplicate the curly one because that's for a customer. And then I can come back and show you guys what it looks like. That I just changed some of the coloring on it. And then the other one is a straight, it's like straight and smooth hair wig that I just added some little bit of highlights just to give it a little bit more definition. So I don't have it today, but I'm going to have it next week. So here's a second wig that I did. This is the body wave wig, but once again, I wanted to show you guys how the texture will change once it's colored. And I think, well, these people probably would know that the texture changed, but it's just good to always have this information so you know exactly what you're going to get when you get it, right? So you don't think, well, I said this, this, and this, but if a texture changes because you want the products colored, then you want to make sure you're aware of it. So I even had people explain to me that they went and got wigs colored and it looked different, et cetera, et cetera. Basically, that's the reason why. So you want to be more aware that this is what happens when we color a wig. Now, this was a body made wig. Now, I don't have any products on this one either. This is literally air dry yesterday. So this one goes out as well. But this one also is not colored. I mean, not flat ironed either. But if we was to wet this wig up today, you would see that the waves will come back. So ultimately, this is a body wave wig, but that's air dry. So if I wet it up, it's just going to have a really, really light color. All right, a light wave to it, but the color is still similar. Now, every wig is not going to have the same exact color, but it's still going to be pretty similar for each one that is being colored in that custom chocolate color. The reason I wanted to share with you guys is because of the wave pattern again, and also because a lot of times when you wear a body wave, it's only because you want it to be a light wave, but you also want it to have body. So for example, I believe this hair right here has a light wave. So when you curl it, basically you're getting a fuller look. So this hair, this is only 2 bundles of hair, right? But earlier, I actually combed a lot of the curls out. It was like tighter and bigger. So if you like full hair, then you're going to want something that has a little bit of a body to it. So when you curl it, it just looks a little bit thicker. It looks a little bit bigger because it has that texture. So although I curled it, if I was to wet it, it would look similar to that, which is a slight wave. So those are 2 wigs I wanted to show you guys this week. Next week, I'll show you guys the short wigs that I had custom colored. Hopefully, I can get to that second one before next week. And then what else did we do? Was that it? Do you guys have any questions for me? If you guys have questions for me, then I'm going to be logging off. Because I feel like I've been talking to y'all this whole time. I'm going to wait for some questions. If I don't have any questions, if you guys don't have any questions, I'll probably be logging off in like the next couple of seconds. I'm going to wait real quick. Make sure if you're watching on replay, hashtag replay, boo. Let me know y'all watching the replay. And if it's your first time, drop the city where you're from so I'll know what cities you are from. And if you are interested in the do-it-yourself class, let me know what city you're in so I'll know where everybody is. Because I don't know. I'm only going off of, I don't know what I'm going off of. I'm going to go off the top areas that I mostly see customers at, I believe. But hey, if you need some help in Ohio or something, I'm willing to come if y'all showing up. So that's not a problem either. So, all right. So I don't see any questions coming down in the comment section, unless I'm missing something. Let me see if I'm missing something. No. I don't see any comments. So that lace 10. Stacy, you want me to come to Ohio? Yes, I would come to Ohio. What's best everyday product for colored body wave? I'm in Texas, hour from Houston. My business bestie is in Houston, Maxine. So I would definitely come to Texas. Actually, Texas is one of the top cities for our business. So Texas will probably be a big one of the cities I wouldn't mind coming to. So the top cities that I know of, just from people who just get shipped product to, is Texas. I'm not sure if it's Houston or Dallas, which one it is. But it's definitely Texas, New York, Atlanta, and Florida, and California. But I forget what areas in California, because California can be huge. So I'm not sure which areas it is. Janice, you're from Old Decatur, Georgia, huh? No questions. Thank you for living in Jacksonville, Florida, by way of Miami. I love Miami. Hey, Caroline. All right. All right, you guys, I'm going to be heading out. So I said, like I said, Florida, Texas, those are, and then Georgia. Yeah, that's where y'all are. That's where my folks are. Maxine, your question. Wait, where's your question, honey? Hold on. Oh, Decatur, Illinois. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, I see. Oh, got you. Never been to Illinois. How far are you from Detroit? Decatur, what is the best everyday product? I'm sorry, Maxine, I got the ADD. I'll be going off something else. The best product for colored body wave. So what are you trying to do? You're trying to wash it? You're trying to condition it? You're trying to style it? Styling products? What sort of products? What sort of process are you talking about? I'll come to Florida and Georgia too. Yes, boo. Let's go. What's the everyday product for colored body wave in Texas? To style it. Now, like I said, Maxine, if you're styling it for like this is actually body wave, right? So if this was to be styled, right, and you want it to be light, it's gonna be minimum product because you don't want it to be heavy and looking like kind of greasy. Like for example, I had a little bit of conditioner in my wig before I let it air dry. So the heaviness that you see on this wig is from that little bit of conditioner in it, which I was kind of okay with it. I don't need it to be too light and fluffy. So that's number one. So the less product, if you was to curl it, you wouldn't really need much besides a little bit of a serum. I don't have the brands because I kind of use like a lot of different ones. And majority of the wigs I use a private product that I'm developing, and it's not out here, so I really don't share it with people. But if it's wavy, I wear it natural, not curled. Okay, so if you're wearing it naturally, not curled, I would say I've used Cantu. I've used, and they got the curling custard, I think it's called. I've used, I'm a big fan of, what's that one product? Kinky Curly, but that's not going to look good with that wave pattern. Curls, I've used theirs, which is a curling cream, and that's because I don't want it to look wet. And look, I'm kind of old school. Y'all remember Hawaiian Silky in the beauty supply store? Well, Hawaiian Silky, they got a shiny one, like I don't know if it's called a curling custard, but they got two different products. That one makes your hair look shiny, the other one doesn't. So one has a wet look and one doesn't. I've used that a lot. What else? I'm kind of open. I basically try different products. Like I said, because the majority of the stuff that I use now is because I'm developing a product line. But those are the products I'll use or have used in the past couple of years. So, like most of the time, I have a curling product that I use for my wigs now. But whatever's on the market, those are the products that I use right now. And I'm a fan of Allocate Naturals. I don't know if you guys know what Allocate Naturals. They're in like Sally's and stuff like that. I do like their products as well. But I haven't used their curl defining products. How do you color wigs without messing up the lace? Depends. So are you lightening it or are you darkening it? There's two different ways you can color a wig, Janice. So if you are coloring a wig and you are starting with a dark wig It depends on what color you're using. So if you have to lighten a wig, a lot of times the dark wigs have to be lifted first before you can color it. So first you're starting with a bleach, basically, and a toner, and you're going to lift it to whatever desired color you want, and then you're going to deposit the color on top of it. So with that being said, you will then have to pick which color you're going to choose to use. The amount of lightening will depend on what volume you're using and how many times. So when you're when you're coloring a wig to a lighter color, it may not be one-step process. That's why it takes me so long to do wigs when they're colored. So for example, these wigs that I did, this is a very light and gentle color on these wigs. So this color that you guys saw today, that's not nothing like crazy highly lifted, right? I actually let that product sit for some time, and then I'll let the conditioner sit for like a day, like literally, because I don't want to be sending out no dry wigs, right? So I'll let the conditioner, which is still my product line that I have, I'll let the conditioner sit on the hair for like literally a day, and then I'll rinse it out, and then I'll let it air dry. I normally don't use blow dryers on wigs, only unless I have to, and it's a rush, and I'm trying to hurry up and get a wig out. For the most part, I never use a blow dryer on the wigs. So if you're lifting it lighter, you can lighten it, and then you can deposit the color. The second way that you're going to do it, you can take a blonde wig, but most of the time the blonde wigs can be very, very pricey, and then you'll put the color on there. The color, when you deposit the color, you'll just have to be really meticulous when you get to the root, and when you get to that hairline. Basically just keep practicing at it. You can spray a little bit of hairspray on the inside of the cap for the knots, but that only goes but so far as well. So Janice, if that answers your question, let me know. If not, and you have a follow-up, just write them in the comments and I'll be able to answer them as much as I can. But I'm actually working with a stylist that we are going to do some classes as well for hair coloring and for wigs. And she's a master colorist. So her and I are teaming up for a lace wig install class that we're going to talk about hair coloring wigs and the lace wig installs. Is there a preferred conditioner? Okay, Janice, you're going to try it? Yeah, so just be careful. If you're lightening it, it's not that big of a deal. Just basic bleach. And sometimes you're able to get the color. So it just depends on what color. Janice, if you tell me what color you're trying to do, I can probably better direct you on how to get there. But if you're lightening it, the lightening part isn't the hard part, and it's not going to be as, like, you can't really mess it up but so much. Well, you can, because it can be uneven, right? So you just want to make sure you're distributing the product on the wig as even as possible, and you're allowing the time to work. But you also want to make sure you're not starting with the roots, because basically, like our own hair, like your roots gets a lot lighter before it gets to the tip. So you always want to start with the tips first and then work your way to the root. The root is going to be the last part that you do. That's probably another big tip that you want to make sure if you're lightening wigs. That's a big major deal. Is there a preferred conditioner to use for wigs? I don't. I really like Carol's Daughter Extra Moisturizing Black to Red. Janice, I got a good color for you. Hold on one second. Let me answer Tony's question real quick. I really love Carol Daughter's. It's like a milk. It's like an extra moisturizing milk conditioner. I always forget the name of it, but it's by Carol's Daughter, and it's really thick and it looks like milk. So it's like white in a white bottle. And the reason why I like it on my own natural hair. So for me, Tony, if it works good on my hair, I'll put it on my wigs. I take care of my wigs like they're my hair sometimes. Not all the time. But I do use quality products. So everybody's different. Some people don't want to use quality products on their wigs. It depends on what I'm doing with it, right? So sometimes if it's just like a co-wash, I'm just trying to get rid of stuff, I might not use expensive conditioners all the time. I know people really love Dove and some of these less expensive brands. I don't use those brands. I don't use them on my wigs, but I'm also in the business for it, right? So my goal is to make sure that when I'm offering it to customers, I'm not using just any sort of product. But I do like Carol's Daughter's, it's just a milk something, but you'll see it. It says extra moisturizing on the, it's in a long bottle. It's in a long bottle. I don't know the name of it. You know what, actually, Tony, what I'll do is I'll Google it after we go off the live, and I'll see if I can find it, and I'll DM you. But it's in a long bottle, and it's really good, and it's really, really thick, and I love it. That's if you have extra dry hair or you want that extra deep conditioning, but you don't have to use it all the time. So especially for color treated hair, that's something I would definitely use if it was color treated, because you want as much moisture as you can. And Janice, to answer your question real quick, who is it? I just got some. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I just missed the name. What is it called? Gosh, who is it? And I'm gonna be googling it. Dark to color hair. What brand is it? Dark to color red hair. Hold on, y'all. I'm googling it real quick because I just bought some. So if you want to go dark to hair color, you don't have to lift the wigs, right? So a lot of times when you're color brands, hold on. So what happens is it's in Sally's that you can use. Let me see. There you go, L'Oreal. So, Janice, if you're doing dark to red, which I've done this already, I just haven't done many to sell. So it's called High Color by L'Oreal. So L'Oreal is called dark to red, which means that you can use this hair color for dark hair. So you can do like a purple color, you can do a blue color, you can do multiple reds, you can do copper, you can do browns. But the thing with this particular hair brand, with L'Oreal High Color, is H-I and then color, is that it specializes in coloring dark hair to whatever color. Most of the times when we're coloring hair, we gotta lift it to a lighter color and then color it. But this particular brand, which is amazing, they'll take the dark hair and they'll make it red. So make sure you check that as well. But also when you're using that brand as well, you still gotta be careful when you get to the root. You still gotta be careful when you get to like this portion of the wig, that you just be a little bit more careful and taking your time. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Linda. When would you co-wash versus shampoo wash your wigs? I normally I'll wash my wigs if I got a lot of product on it. So only wigs that normally has a lot of product for me is the curly wigs. Because what I'm doing is I'm always putting stuff in it, right? I'm always trying to find those curls. I'm always trying to make sure that the curls are popping. So I'll put a lot of product on it a lot of times when I'm wearing the wigs, and I do it every day, basically. So most of the time when I'm wearing curly wigs, I don't know if it's for y'all, but let me know if it is. So most of the time when I'm doing curly wigs, that curl defining product only lasts me like 2 days at the most. So for me, in order for me to get that same look, I gotta re-wet it and then re-pry product. Now, for example, if I'm wearing a wig for an extended period of time, like I'm on vacation, I may or may not do it while I'm in the shower, just because I want to get rid of something that's already on here, because the product isn't working as good as it could be. So I'll need a clarifying shampoo to take the product off so I can reapply the other product. I will co-wash a wig if I feel as though I'll clarify it and then co-wash it and then condition it, where I feel as though the wig is really dry. Right, so for me, if the hair is really dry, it's not going to move like it should, because number one, there could be product on it. Number two, it's like dry and brittle, so it needs something extra. So I'll use a co-wash as well, along with the shampoo. And then also I'll use a co-wash too if it's just a dry wig. So you can use it interchangeably, or you can use it in addition to your shampoo. I just do it extra. I'm kind of dramatic going, but. Like I said, like this wig wouldn't even look heavy like this if I didn't have conditioner on the cap, but I was okay with it. So when she did it, she was like, oh, Shemika, you got something on, and I said, yeah, I'm fine with that, because I knew I didn't want it too light and airy, but I also did like the shine of it because I left a little bit of conditioner on it. But when you start leaving a lot of product on your wigs as they're drying, it's not going to be as light and like fluffy looking, or as, airy looking, versus a little bit heavier. So if you can tell, she used some hairspray on it, but you can still tell that there is something on this wig. A lot of times the hair will look a little bit more drier, if that makes sense. If you can tell you got that eye, you let me know. If not, you'll end up learning how to see this stuff as well. And I don't think she used any, she used some hairspray on it, but that was really about it. Because I told her I wanted the curls to last for a day at least. So you guys have any other questions for me? So y'all don't have any questions. I'm going to be logging off. All right, you're welcome. You're welcome, Janice. You're welcome, Tony. Hopefully everybody has a great weekend. I'm going to enjoy this Saturday. My son has a baseball game, and I'm going to chill out a little bit. So thank you guys for joining my live today. So if you have any questions, make sure you drop them in my Facebook group. If you're not in the Facebook group, make sure you watch the join the Facebook group. It's at, if you go under groups and just click in the Cafune or More Hair, you'll find it. If you have any questions over there, I'll be feel free to drop them in the chat or post it, and I'll answer them as much as I can or as soon as I can as well, or somebody from my team will answer them as well. All right, enjoy your weekend as well. Thank you, Erica. All right, I'll talk to y'all guys later. Peace.